Hey guys, this is going to be my gear obsessed video for my least favorite item of gear to shop for. Gloves. Gloves are tricky, especially for women. Women cannot wear men's gloves. I know I hear this a lot. Why don't you just wear men's gloves? Well, we can't. Our palm to finger length ratio is really different, and most women can't wear men's gloves. They just can't. They won't fit right. That being said, not all of these fit me right either. They're just the best that I've come up with. To start off with, we're actually going to go look at these. These are my first gloves ever, and they are the Cortec HDX gloves. They have hard knuckle parts, plastic but squishy rubber parts on the fingers. They're flexible in the joints, and they're perforated mesh. They also have this soft, squishy padding on the wrist, and leather palms. Now, I like these gloves for comfort. They are incredibly comfortable. They were what I was wearing in my crash, and consequently they got torn up. Like, I can put my finger inside of it here. So, as far as durability goes, they were doing pretty good before the crash, but after the crash, not so well, obviously. Additionally, they didn't actually save my hand during the crash. I broke my pinky right down in here. Now, this is actually a very common low side crash injury. It happens when the material of the glove grips the road and your hand twists as you fall, because it's gripping the road, and the torque puts pressure on the small fingered bone and it breaks it. So you'll find gloves that have protection there, but it's pretty uncommon for women's gloves. So those are my summer gloves. These are my first winter gloves. They are the Polartec gloves from Tourmaster. They are warm-ish, not super warm. The only thing I can say that I really like about them is they're super easy to get in and out of, because they have really wide wrist openings, so they go over the jacket really easily. That being said, they have zero armor. $65 gloves with some reinforcement here, and that's it. So leather palms again, pre-curved fingers, all that, you know, bendy spaces here. But don't be fooled, these things have zero armor, which I know is pretty common in winter gloves, but given that I broke my hand and given that I've also met several other people who've had the same hand break, I'm not going to be wearing gloves without armor. This is another pair of winter gloves that was actually given to me. This is a pair of Yamaha gloves. I have no idea what model these are. These things are absolutely huge, and I love them because they're so big and they fit. They're really, really, really warm. These are actually warmer than any of my other winter gloves, and they're fantastic for that. That being said, zero armor. Again, nothing. Just some added fluffiness. This brings me to my current winter gloves. Hello, current winter gloves. These are the rev'it Kelvin H2O gloves. This is the woman's version, obviously. Things I like about this glove. They do at least have knuckle hard parts. That's something. They have a little bit of reinforcement along most of the fingers, but note, not the little finger. There is some reinforcement here, but it's pretty soft and squishy. Again, there's some reinforcement here, and this is approximately where the break was. The break was right in here on the side. And again, that's squishy. Why squishy armor? It's just extra padding. It's not actually armor or sliders or anything like that. So these, to give you a comparison, as opposed to my last winter gloves, which were $65, these were, I think, $115, $125, somewhere in there. So double the price for a small piece of armor, and that's about it. These are waterproof. As far as warm, they do okay. They're not great. My biggest complaint that I have with these actually is that my fingers, these two fingers, go the full length of the glove, but then my smaller two fingers stop like here. So I guess I'll show you on the actual correct glove. Yeah. So like I can go all the way in this one, but then these two fingers don't quite fit. One final note about these gloves, the rev'its. I did have to actually order a medium. All the rest of my gloves are smalls, but these are mediums, so these have that strange fit issue, and I guess you just have to go up a size. And they also took a really long time to break in, so, you know, kind of a mixed review on these. So far, they're the best winter gloves I've found, but they're not super warm in freezing temperatures. Like, my hands were still numb this morning, even, when it was approximately, you know, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So, I don't know, they're okay. They're not great. But they're better than nothing. These are my Dionysus summer gloves. They have steel-coated carbon fiber knuckles, which I'm a big fan of. They have normal squishy parts in the fingers, nothing to get excited about. They have these stretchy bits, which make them easier to wear, because these are all Italian leather. This is the woman in me coming out. I really like Italian leather. What I like most about these gloves, though, is that they do actually have finger sliders. These are hard plastic pieces here for my hands to slide, as opposed to gripping the road and putting to work and breaking that same finger bone. Note, these are not where I actually had the break. This is just on the finger. And if these were awesome gloves, they would also have a slider puck here, which they don't. As far as comfort goes, they fit the best, certainly. I love the fit of these. And they're relatively cool. I wear them in the winter. I'm not going to say my hands don't sweat and get hot and gross, but they're survivable, which is something. And I don't really feel comfortable going in gloves that don't at least have some kind of effort for a slider protection on the side. These were $115. Basically the only women's gloves I've seen that have the hard part here, they're going to be about $200. And that's not uncommon even in men's gloves to be that expensive, but it's a little frustrating when you're looking at $35 men's gloves that have more armor than $65 women's gloves. Alright, so thanks for watching my glove review, and if you have any questions, let me know. And until next time, ride safe.